Roman Reigns has been champion longer than many people have been alive on this planet now. For over 1,000 days, the Tribal Chief has dominated the top of the WWE kingdom. And in the earlier years of his reign, it felt appropriate. This man was there every week defending the championship against every single comer. However, nowadays, this man only shows up to work every once in a while, and it feels like this long championship reign feels slightly padded out because he goes months without appearing on television. And at this point, this feels like an age-old debate because he has been champion for so long, but today we're going to be talking about the 10 wrestlers that I think has the best chance to dethrone the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And hey, as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications if you're a wrestling fan. I know you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we upload daily wrestling content. Look, at number 10, this is not somebody that I want to have dethrone Roman Reigns because we've seen this too many damn times. But the fact of the matter is that these two seem to be linked by a bond of destiny. They've already had so many WrestleMania matches together, so many main events against one another, but it doesn't change the fact that Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns is just an inevitable matchup that's probably going to happen again at some point or another. And TKO, the company that runs the WWE, also runs UFC, so maybe, I don't know, they love UFC guys, they maybe want to put the title on Brock Lesnar, maybe somehow magically Vince McMahon takes over again. We all know that Vince McMahon loves putting titles on Brock Lesnar, so it's not a 0% chance, but it's something that I don't want to see. It's something that I think would absolutely be a terrible payoff to this 3-year, 4-year long title reign. It would be like a fart in the wind. I do not want to see Brock Lesnar dethrone Roman Reigns, but it doesn't change the fact that I have to acknowledge the fact that it's a possibility at the very minimum. At number 9, I have somebody that's already gotten a crack at Roman Reigns, but I still feel didn't get enough of an opportunity. He lost to Roman Reigns in classic Roman Reigns fashion with cheating and shenanigans, but I still feel like there's a great storyline that could be told here as the underdog from the Indies, Sami Zayn, being the one to finally dethrone Roman Reigns. I think it'd be a really good coming back to what made the bloodline great again, which was a Sami Zayn related storyline. It's kind of like the MCU realizing that they're just not that good unless you have Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man and that guy playing Captain America. So you got to revert back to what's worked in the past. And I could see a storyline with Sami Zayn being the thing that helps revitalize what many people consider to be a fairly stale bloodline storyline right now. So why not go back into the well of things that they know works really well, and that being Sami Zayn trying to take out the Tribal Chief. It's a storyline that worked before, it's a storyline that fans got really behind, and it's a storyline that I could definitely see them doing again. If it does come back full circle to Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns again, I think Sami Zayn actually wins. Like, if they actually go back to that well and give Sami Zayn another opportunity, I think the crowd pop would be absolutely bananas. And there's very few people from a storyline perspective that really feel appropriate as the person to dethrone Roman Reigns. And Sami Zayn, to me, from like a storyline perspective, is near the top of the list in terms of the ones that make the most sense. But Sami Zayn has never really been treated as a top guy in the WWE. So do we see the WWE feeding their top guy to Sami Zayn? I don't see it. At number 8, honestly, kind of just including him on here because he's got a current active program with the Bloodline as of the making of this video, which tells me that he's probably going to get another opportunity against Roman Reigns. And if he's getting an opportunity against Roman Reigns, that's already the hardest step because Roman Reigns is never there. Like I mentioned, he's only there 10 times a year. So if you're one of the few people that are actually going to get an opportunity at Roman Reigns throughout the year, then you kind of by default are on this list, because LA Knight already got his chance at Crown Jewel, but he's looking like he's gonna get another chance here, perhaps maybe at the upcoming Royal Rumble. I don't see it happening. I just don't see LA Knight as the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns. I see LA Knight as the guy that could be one of the WrestleMania headliners against a Logan Paul for the United States Championship. But I just think that he is, yes, he's super popular, super over with the fans, but I just don't think that he has the right pedigree to be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns. I know a lot of people might disagree with that. And, you know, ultimately it'd be nice if they could help create a new megastar, but he's already super over. I think this title isn't something that he necessarily needs to help get over with the fans because he already did it. I think we just need to find a way to cement LA Knight to be a perennial main eventer, not just a one-off against Roman Reigns. But like I said, the fact that he's in a program with Roman Reigns automatically puts him on this list, because getting a program with Roman Reigns is the hardest step in this entire process. This video is brought to you by patreon.com/SantiZap, where you're gonna get even more wrestling content than you're already getting here on this channel. You're gonna get the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days early. You're gonna get the Monday Night Raw reviews, the SmackDown reviews, the wrestling Q&As that we're doing over there, and more. So go check it out, patreon.com/SantiZap. There might be something that you like there. It'll be the top link in the description. All right, back to the video. At number 7, I have to include him because it would be dumb for me not to include the guy who could dethrone any champion at any moment, because he's got the tool to be able to do so, that being Senor Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. Right now, they seem to be on complete polar opposite ends of storytelling, where they're nowhere near each other, where it just wouldn't make sense to bring these two in a program. That being said, that's the beauty of the Money in the Bank briefcase. You can just jump into a program with these two because the storyline device is the Money in the Bank briefcase, not the history between the two. So you could at any moment pull the trigger and have it be Damian Priest that gets the next chance against Roman Reigns. And like I've already made it clear in this video, the hardest part about dethroning Roman Reigns isn't even beating him, it's getting a match with him, because he has such few matches. So the fact that he is able to have a match with Roman Reigns at any moment, any time, any place, has to put him on this list. Granted, I think that the whole Senor Money in the Bank thing is going to lead towards a World Heavyweight Championship victory for Damian Priest, but I can't rule out the possibility that he might at some point someday decide to go crazy, go rogue, and cash in on Roman Reigns. I don't know how I would feel about Roman Reigns losing to a Money in the Bank cash in. It would just feel sadly unearned, and it just wouldn't be the payoff that we're looking for. Then again, I don't know what payoff we're looking for, because we've never been in this situation before where somebody has been champion for this long, not in my lifetime at least. Look, at number 6, this is just purely a vanity pick. I just picked him because I like him so much. You're gonna hate this, all right? I understand. If this is the point where I lose you in the video, understandable. I get it. No hard feelings. Sayonara. Logan Paul, okay? For those that stayed, just hear me out, okay? I feel like if Logan Paul can end up having a long, healthy run with the United States Championship, where he can bring mainstream eyeballs to the WWE and the championship division that he currently represents, the United States Championship division, maybe the WWE just sees money in Logan Paul and they put the title on him. So I feel like this is dependent on Roman Reigns holding the title for even longer to give Logan Paul enough time to build himself as a credible champion, as a credible contender, and for the WWE to recognize whether or not Logan Paul can bring in this insane amount of money. Because I feel like Logan Paul being champion is purely a money decision at this point. And if the dollars make sense, if he can demonstrate that he's a huge draw while he's United States champion, then it might be a no-brainer. They might just put the title on him because it's just what's best for business. But again, I think that requires Roman Reigns being champion for significantly longer to help determine whether or not Logan Paul is that guy or not. And let's not pretend like Logan Paul is not fun and great in the ring. He has demonstrated that he is a fantastic performer, giving Roman Reigns already arguably the best match of this streak that he's been on at Crown Jewel 2022. Look, I know that Logan Paul has a lot of detractors, but I'm looking at things purely from a wrestling standpoint, and he's been nothing but great to the world of professional wrestling. At number 5, I have one that maybe a lot of people would have higher on their list, and I absolutely think that there's a good chance that he is the one that dethrones Roman Reigns, but I'm not quite hot on him as some of the other guys that I have on this list, and that being Solo Sikoa. I think Solo Sikoa was supposed to walk away from the squashing of John Cena feeling like a true megastar, feeling like a perennial main eventer, but I don't think that that victory over John Cena did it for him, because frankly, like, beating John Cena nowadays is just the norm. He loses. That is John Cena's shtick now. So having him beat John Cena, I don't think really did anything for him, just like it didn't do anything for Theory. But that's the eyes of one fan. In the eyes of the WWE, maybe the plan is, or maybe the internal thoughts on Solo Sikoa is, that he is a true megastar, ready for the limelight, ready to take over the bloodline, ready to take on Roman Reigns. And we've already seen a bloodline civil war, and the smoke hasn't truly settled from that yet. And it's a possibility that maybe this whole civil war thing might pick up again later on in the year, closer to WrestleMania, where we could end up getting Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. Because although he is the enforcer of the bloodline, at the end of the day, he is the brother to Jey and Jimmy, two guys that Roman Reigns consistently abuses. And I don't know, maybe he has a coming to Jesus moment and realizes that his true blood, his true family are the Usos, and that the real enemy is Roman Reigns. Maybe that's how we get to this program, but I still feel like they need to build Solo Sikoa more. Just being a physical beast, being a physical powerhouse is just not enough these days to be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns. I think there needs to be a strong character behind that, and the only way that Solo Sikoa feels like a strong character is when you have Paul Heyman in his corner. But if Paul Heyman is going to be in Roman Reigns' corner, then he's just a thumb. That's all he is, really. But it doesn't change the fact that he is a couple of degrees of separation from Roman Reigns and could at any moment be the guy that implodes and goes after the tribal chief Roman Reigns. So he has to be on this list. At number 4, I have a guy that has a lot of unfinished business with not just the bloodline, but Roman Reigns himself. He's already gotten a crack at Roman Reigns, but it still doesn't feel like it was a proper chance, considering, again, another bloodline interference helped Roman Reigns win. But this is the only guy that has pinned Roman Reigns in the past 3 years, that being main event Jey Uso. Right now, Jey is kind of just treading water on Monday Night Raw as of the making of this video. He's kind of just there. He's a main eventer on Raw, but not really. I really feel like he was way better off on Friday Night SmackDown, being the antithesis to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, doing like guerrilla warfare tactics against the Bloodline, because he could be the main event player of Friday Night SmackDown while Roman Reigns is away. But unfortunately, he's just another guy on Monday Night Raw. I think inevitably we are going to reunite the Bloodline in another fight between all of them. I do think that the inevitable payoff is likely Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, but it's possible that after that, he gets another crack at Roman Reigns. And if it ends up being a more fair crack this time, where Roman has to win without the interference of Solo or Jimmy, then I think there's a really good chance that main event Jey Uso takes the victory here. Look, it's clear that the WWE loves Jey Uso. They're giving him new merchandise, new entrance theme, new crowd interactions. So they see a future where he is a big player. And if that's the case, that being the guy that dethrones Roman Reigns is about as big a player as you can get. At number 3, this is a pipe dream. It's not going to happen, but I have to include him on here because in the event that this does happen, he's going to be the guy that dethrones Roman Reigns. I'm a little bit more pessimistic in my thoughts to whether or not this is actually going to happen. I think a lot more people than me are a lot more of the mind that this is a likely thing, that this is an inevitable thing, but I think this is just a pipe dream. I don't think that we ever get The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I said it. I don't think that this ever happens. I think The Rock is just too damn busy. I think all of the movies that were put on the back burner because of the strike are going to have him busy for the next 5 years at this point. And this man doesn't have a second between the days to be able to make time for the WWE. On top of that, insurance reasons don't allow him to be part of the WWE and take any bumps. So I just don't see how we can logistically make this happen. However, I need to hedge my bets, because if this does happen, he's going to be Roman Reigns. It's just inevitable. At number 2, I have a guy that doesn't get talked about enough as the guy that could dethrone Roman Reigns. In fact, if Roman Reigns were to have a match with anybody on this list right now, the most credible person to dethrone him is the person that I have at number 2. He is the most ready at the moment to take on Roman Reigns, and that is Gunther, the ring general. If you were to put Roman Reigns versus Gunther right now, I would be nervous about Roman Reigns' chances of retaining that championship versus everybody else. I mean, I likely see Roman Reigns winning, but against Gunther nullifies the ring interference because he has his own set of stooges. Gunther is a monster in his own right. He is also undefeated in a tremendous amount of time. He's a fantastic in-ring worker. He's gotten so much better. He's probably the best natural heel in the company right now. He is the most ready at the moment that could dethrone Roman Reigns. And I know you're thinking it too. If Roman versus Gunther happens at the Royal Rumble, I am nervous for Roman Reigns, because I would think that Roman Reigns, weirdly enough, that would be the first time I think he's the underdog. And it's that fact that tells me that they're probably going to keep Gunther away, as far away from Roman Reigns as humanly possible, for a really long time, because the second that they cross paths is the second that the crowd is finally going to truly believe, not just hope, believe that Roman is going to lose. And look, number one's an obvious one. You already knew we were going to come to this point. It's obviously Cody Rhodes. I think that this story that he needs to finish is inevitable. I think it's going to happen at some point or another, whether it's this year's WrestleMania or next year's WrestleMania. I think the guy that they've built up the best to be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns, the true baby face to take the mantle from the evil bad guy, from the final boss, is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the guy that's felt like the main playable character of the WWE if WWE were a video game over the last year or so. It's likely going to be Cody Rhodes. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I think it's just kind of obvious, and maybe obvious is good. Sometimes you got to just let 2 + 2 = 4. You don't need to get too crazy or too creative. That's it. That's my 10. I'm done. Get out of here.